All right, the new $80 million budget sci-fi epic, The Creator, directed by Gareth Edwards. It's here. Did it live up to the hype? Well, I'm going to give you my thoughts on it right now. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Tyson. We are here to talk about movies. That's right, I do movie reviews, movie trailer reactions. We cover major movie news here on the MA1 podcast. We do movie rankings and Oscar Mondays. We try to do it all here on the channel, so if that sounds something interesting to you, please check us out and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love to have you guys along with us for that journey. And with that done and out of the way, let's get into it. Gareth Edwards directed this new film, The Creator. I love sci-fi. It's one of my favorite genres. He did a fantastic job, I will say, at bringing an original story in the sci-fi realm to life in such a way that was impressive with an $80 million budget. I definitely will say the visual effects, by the way, are a huge standout in this film. I see it getting nominated for sure for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. To be honest, that's probably my favorite thing of this film. I think I was just amazed at what they were able to get done for, a very small budget compared to Indiana Jones, which cost over $300 million. Visual effects looked way better in here. Anyway, so yeah, big plus on that end. But Gareth Edwards brings a fantastic original story here. What it is AI and humans, they're kind of working together. They're learning to coincide how AI can help humans, and humans, for the most part, are liking that. Until a nuke is dropped on Los Angeles. Yeah, that causes a rift between the two, as humans are quick to blame AI for this casualty, and then they are at war. Basically, humans want to wipe out the entire fleet, I will say, of AI across the entire world, and that is where John David Washington's character comes on in here. He is along with this mission. His character's name is Joshua, and he is tasked with finding this new super weapon that AI has developed. He finds it. Turns out it is this little girl, and that is where our story progresses. And, I would say a great premise for a story, definitely. The execution, though, little lackluster. But let's get into that right now. I will say the character of Joshua, played by John David Washington, brilliant. I really love John David Washington as an actor. No different here. He carried this film pretty well, I would say. His connection with this young girl who is played by an actress who has not starred in anything. This is her first role. Her character's name is Elfie, and their emotional relationship is really the core of this film, behind the conflict with AI. And if it wasn't for this great emotional connection that these two characters have, I don't know if I would enjoy the film as much as I did. So definitely one of my biggest praises to the film is this connection, this character play. Really did appreciate this growth here presented by these characters. Now, the story itself I find a little lackluster. Like I said, the premise, great premise. However, this execution, I kind of feel like we have seen this before in a way. We've seen how AI is evil and all that stuff, which is not exactly what they're trying to do here, but what it looks like on the surface. And when you get on into it, you kind of see, AI is not so bad. They're just trying to live their own normal life, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's great and everything like that. However, they kind of did it in a little bit of a confusing way. The first part of this film made me very confused on which side was which, and there's AI on, obviously the AI side, but also AI on the human side. And why are they still helping the humans if the humans want to destroy them? And then there's this whole thing of this mother aspect. And that is where the confusion for me lies, and it heavily revolves around Gemma Chen's character. I just found that to be a convoluted mess and something I just couldn't really grasp onto, and something that the film ultimately lost me on. Could just be a me thing, but that's just what I'm feeling right now. Yeah, like I said, Gemma Chen, she's in this film. I think her performance is great. I love Gemma Chen, but her character, not so much. Kind of confusing. She has a relationship with John David Washington's character, which was, it was good, but didn't really pull me in that emotional connection as much as Elfie and Joshua did. Now, Act 2 and 3 are way better, in my opinion, than Act 1. Act 1 was slow, it was boring for me, and I was not knowing how I was going to feel about the film if it was like this the whole time. But yeah, definitely Act 2 and 3 definitely stepped the game up. I would say the anticipation started going We started getting along. It didn't feel like it was dragging on as much. And I really did like where this film ended up. I appreciated how they delivered on the ending. I thought was brilliant. I didn't see it coming, and how they did it really surprised me. But it's in, I would say, kind of classic Gareth Edwards fashion. Throughout this whole entire film, I definitely saw themes of Rogue One in here, which I love Rogue One of my favorite Star Wars movies. He, of course, directed that as well. But yeah, so I saw themes throughout his past filmography in this film, for sure. But how they ended this film, like I said, a great, great one. Um, so really do applaud the last two-thirds of this film because it actually made me care about the story, which is, kind of where I will have my negatives. This film, I think, is too long. It comes in at 2 hours and 13 minutes, I believe. I walked out thinking it was like 2.5 hours. I think the pacing of this film was a little bit of an issue. Like I said, it kind of started slow. Second act picked up, kind of dipped a little bit before the third act started to kick in. So just be aware of that. It kind of just feels like it drags on. And like I said, it is confusing at the beginning, and it's kind of confusing all the way through with the AI robot ness of it all, I will say. I really did like this world, though, and this world building was really good, and I felt the connection to the world we were seeing on screen by the end of the film, so it did do its job there. Um, Ultimately, guys, it's a sci-fi film that does a good job. However, I wanted it to do a great job. And with everything we've kind of been hearing about it, I thought it was going to be better than it actually was. Now, my score is still going to be good for the film, as I'm going to give the creator a 7.5 out of 10. I do think this is a film that is going to be sticking with me. I definitely think I'm going to be thinking back to this one for a good week after today when I saw the film. So that is definitely a testament to everybody involved in the project. However, I wanted more from it, and I did expect more from it as well, especially in that first act. It really did kind of pull the weight of the film down to a point where it didn't quite get out of towards the end of the film. So, with that being said, guys, that's my thoughts on the film. What did you think of it? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you excited to see this one? Did you know it was coming out? And what do you think of this $80 million budget? Because I think it's pretty impressive about what they did with this film. So, that's going to do it for me, guys. Until the next one, I'm Tyson Honecker. I'll catch you then.